Showing the world Caitlin Clark backs $125 million Patrick Mahomes' move into WNBA expansion. Caitlin Clark has supported Patrick Mahomes' desire to bring the WNBA to the city of Kansas City. The WNBA star, 22, was recently a featured guest at the annual Women's Sports Awards. Caitlin Clark, who's a die-hard Chiefs fan, was asked about a potential expansion WNBA team in Kansas City. The 2024 Rookie of the Year made the case that the city has had success with two professional soccer teams, including the Kansas City Current in the Women's Pro Soccer League NSWL. Kansas City has also had success with their MLB team, the Royals, and of course, their NFL squad, the Chiefs, who's eyeing a potential three-peat in this year's Super Bowl. Clark is in full support of Patrick Mahomes, who has previously shared his vision to back any women's basketball team in Kansas City. Kansas City would be a good spot for it, Clark said. Obviously, it's a great sports town that supports women's sports. The way women's sports and women's basketball has taken off is truly incredible. This is just the beginning. It's showing the world, not even just our country, how great it is and how fun it is to watch women's athletics. I personally have always been a fan. Mahomes, who is currently preparing to play in Super Bowl 59 on Sunday versus the Philadelphia Eagles, said in November, "We want to get basketball to Kansas City. The WNBA and the success that they've had this season and these last few seasons, it's kind of a no-brainer to try to get a WNBA team in Kansas City." Mahomes' comments came after a massive surge in popularity for the WNBA, mainly thanks to Clark and her stardom. The league will be looking to expand to 16 teams and possibly more in the future. The WNBA had 12 teams in 2024. The Golden State Valkyries will join in the upcoming campaign, making it the 13 teams, followed by the 14th team, the Toronto Tempo, and a 15th team in Portland in 2026. Mahomes has shared his desire to have a similar type of ownership to that of the Current, which is he an investor in. They're going into the playoffs now, and you see the support that they have, Mahomes said. So let's try to get a WNBA team in here as well and kind of that same type ownership group. The undertaking would come with a price, however, as the Valkyries and Toronto's ownership paid $50 million this year, and the Portland group paid $125 million. WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert suggested that there are more than a dozen teams who are interested in being the 16th team, a battle that Mahomes and the city of Kansas City would have to face. Indiana Fever find their backup point guard, continue to surround young core with winners. The Indiana Fever are filling up their backcourt. Indiana plans to sign point guard Sydney Colson, a league source confirmed to IndyStar on Tuesday night. ESPN's Alexa Philippou first reported the signing. Colson will come to Indiana after 3 years as a reserve on the Las Vegas Aces, where she won 2 WNBA championships. She averaged 6.5 minutes per game in 77 games over those 3 seasons. Natasha Howard will be more than a great player for Fever. She's a culture fit too. ESPN commentator loves Fever moves. How long before an Indiana banner goes up? Need a break? Play the USA Today Daily Crossword Puzzle. In 2024, Colson played in 31 games for the Aces, averaging 2.5 points and 1 assist in an average of 8 minutes per game. Colson, 35, is widely regarded as a culture bringer in locker rooms, as well as someone who can bring energy in the minimal minutes she has on the court. She fits what Indiana is trying to bring in during the 2025 offseason championship experience. The Fever have also signed 3-time champion Natasha Howard and 2-time champion DeWanna Bonner this month, making sure their young core of Aliyah Boston, Caitlin Clark, and Kelsey Mitchell are surrounded by lots of winning experience. This signing also raises some questions about the Fever's cap space or lack of it. The lowest Colson can sign for is $78,831, which is the veteran minimum for players with 3+ years of experience. The Fever have only $66,340 of cap space, including Jaylen Brown's training camp contract. Colson's contract terms are not yet known, but even the veteran minimum would put the Fever over the cap at the start of the season. Brown's contract is not yet officially part of the Fever's salary cap. It will only be a cap hit if she makes the opening day roster. But if the Fever want to keep Brown as well, they will need to find some other places to cut down on salary.